normally before I start the stream, I make sure that no objects are obscuring the PS5 camera. And then when I looked at my feed up in the corner, I couldn't understand what that red obscure. Oh well. I didn't stream last night because I had some writing to do. My fourth book is coming steadily along, and because I mean, not to rush it, because nothing good ever comes of rushing a creative project. But I'm getting to the point where I am extra eager to get it done. Finish up the story and sending it to the publisher. So whenever I have some free time these days, these couple of weeks, I mostly dedicate it to writing, and then put most gaming on hold. Gaming, and I'd also planned on watching some anime that I have on my backlog, as well as a couple of animated movies I've stumbled upon. But all of that, gaming, anime, movies, whatever, for now is gonna take a back seat while I finish up my my book. Third one came out, what was it, this March, April? I don't I honestly don't remember. I don't fully commit. About half a year since it came out, but I'm already itching to getting the next one finished up and out the door. But regardless, I'm back for the 7th chapter, the 7th drop, where we are once again playing as Yuri Kozukata, our main girl, who therefore gets the most chapters, like I talked about in the previous stream. And this time we are finally out to try and find her mentor. An endeavor that didn't go so well previously. I mean, in one of the other chapters, I think it was the second drop, Find for Yuri, where we found Hisoka's necklace, but didn't get much further in our investigation than that. So let's see if we have luck on our side this time. Yuri finds Miyu in the shrine of the ephemeral, but not Hisoka. I mean, wasn't it Miyu we went out to find in the first place? I mean, Hisoka also, but it's not like Yuri was like, oh, it's Miyu. Never mind. Yuri's final hope is to follow the river upstream from where she found the Camera Obscura to its source, the Lake of the Departed. Seventh drop, Maiden of Black Water. Roll credits. Yuri Kozukata. Yuri managed to rescue Miyu from the Shrine of the Ephemeral, but obtained no new information about Hisoka. The only clues she has are a photograph found in the Camera Obscura and the vision she saw when she touched Hisoka's charm. These lead Yuri to believe Hisoka is somewhere upstream. Clinging to this last hope of finding her friend, Yuri heads towards the Lake of the Departed, located on Mount Hikami's summit. You know, I don't, in case it wasn't obvious, I don't read a whole lot, but I remember, for example, in my youth, God, I feel old when I say that. In my youth, when I read stuff like Harry Potter, and I would reach the chapter that shared its name with the book, like the Philosopher's Stone, and then you reach the chapter called the Philosopher's Stone, or Chamber of Secrets, and then you reach the chapter called Chamber of Secrets. Whenever you did that, whenever you reached the chapter that shared its title with the book, you were always like, oh, something extra eventful is gonna transpire in this chapter. And I'm the same in this game, or games in general, when I see Seventh Drop, Maiden of Blackwater. Oh, it's the name of the game. Surely this chapter must be special in some way. Let's see if it is. I found Mio, but I've made no progress with finding Hisoka. This is all I have to go on. This photo and the vision I saw when I touched Hisoka's charm. She was standing in water. There's a lake on the summit of Mount Hikami. It's called the Lake of the Departed. Hisoka might be there. And once again we are dropped right off where we need to go, on top of the cable car, instead of at the bottom, and then we get to ride the cable car up ourselves. I really don't like, as I've stated previously on numerous occasions, I really don't like how the game takes us and then starts us off where it feels like putting us. I mean, why start here? Why not start at the temple? Why not start at the bottom of the... I mean, why start here of all places? Is there an item here? So, not only is the game heavily railroading us, but it also, as you have noticed, whenever we find a key item, it shows us explicitly where we need to use it, even though it is painfully obvious. Don't need to go anywhere at the moment. Fine. We'll play by your rules and go where we actually need to go. The wire fences do not enter. There are stairs beyond it with a door at the bottom. The fence has been securely locked. I can't open it. See, when I read there's a door at the bottom, then of course it makes me curious and wanting to explore what is at the bottom of said staircase. And hot damn it, her clothes get wet fast. I mean, it isn't even. I mean, it's not dousing. It's just I mean, from what I can tell, it's just a light rain. It's not like it's a monsoon or anything like that. Were the lanterns lit the last time we were here? Hisoka heading inside. Oh, that's right. We have to... Remember that boat we saw in the last chapter? Mm-hmm. Hisoka might have headed to the lake on Mount Hikami's summit. I should go there and... Whoa, 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 whoa. You saw that too, didn't you? I just looked at my delayed recording feedback. What a great port, not glitchy at all. Still though, the atmosphere is so thick you can... Hisoka on a side road. The atmosphere is so thick you can slice it with a knife. And again, despite the many issues I may have with this game and its hand holding, that's atmosphere is one thing I will never complain about in any Project Zero game, because atmosphere is, if nothing else, it's the one thing every single game in the franchise absolutely nails. Okay, so we are not going through the Temple of the Ephemeral, or Shrine. Still rope with large setters, not cheddars, not the cheese, but setters. Just a moment. I need to quickly Google what the hell setters are. I mean, some kind of decoration, I'm aware, but oh, I'm an idiot. I mean, in case it wasn't obvious. Rope has been strung between two large setters. Of course, it's the it's the tree that is called a setter, not the not the decoration. Die. Boom. Boom, baby. that man again. Did he really just kill every single soul on the mountain? Damn. He completely decapitated them and placed their heads along the bonfire. Jeez, man, and just because one shrine maiden didn't want to bone you? The Forbidden Valley. Again, a cutscene I'm not sure I've ever seen because I have never really gotten the opportunity to shadow touch one of those priests. Huh, and all of a sudden there's a gate. And as you saw, that priest, he disappeared hella fast. Like, just like the woman who fell. I mean, many ghosts have fallen. That's not really an accurate description, but some of the ghosts that have really disappeared fast, where it was pure luck almost that I reached them in time to shadow read them. Also, this not spooky at all flooded graveyard is possibly where we are gonna finally fight a ghost an infamous ghost I have already talked a bit about. I mean, I know it is a graveyard in a ghost game, so no way are we gonna get out of here without, without fighting something. Ugh, you can really see her struggle to cut through the water. But I just need to go back and see if I missed anything here. The graveyard stretches out behind the stone wall. I don't think I can get through here. There must be a way I can get around it. Well, I mean, it's what is that fence? It reaches your stomach. You really can't just vault over that? I mean, what are you afraid of? That the ghosts will potentially see your underwear or something? On that note, though, and I may have touched on this before, but if I was a girl, I would totally wear whatever you call this outfit that Yuri is wearing. You. I really didn't think I was gonna make that since it is harder to run through water, but red flowers. The lantern-lined path ends suddenly. I wonder where it used to lead to. Spoiler alert, that road is traversable when we play as a certain other character. And that's what I mean. Instead of giving us a path and say, oh, I can't go that way because that's not where the person I'm looking for has headed. Do something like this instead. If there's somewhere you don't want me to go, then block the path. Give me a mysterious reason as to why I can't, like, oh, the road is blocked all of a sudden. Instead of just like, I could go that way, but I don't want to. Red spider lilies bloom to either side of the lantern-lined path. Do you guys have a favorite flower? Mine is a hyacinth. I know, a guy who has a favorite flower. Specifically pink hyacinths, which is also very strange because normally I can't... Normally I'm not really a fan of the color pink. Wasn't there something I could check back here? I didn't just imagine it, did I? The countless gravestones form an enormous grey hillock. Here and there are tiny Jizo statues, and none of the gravestones bear writing or carvings of any sort. Ah! Asshole! Who's running away? Just touch her and then I'm on my way again. And go that way. That way. Or this way. I mean, I'm gonna comb the whole area regardless, but Type 0. I really hope that Yuri gets a cup of tea and a warm blanket when she gets home, because this would, I mean, surely she'll catch a cold with this. And there she is. And did you hear? Can you hear this? She's the only ghost. She's the only ghost in the whole game who has this sound when you encounter her. Come and get me. Huh. And for some reason I couldn't shadow touch her. But yeah, I almost always encounter her right there at that spot. And like I said, that creepy grunt or whatever you hear when she appears, that only with her. See, that time I wasn't fast enough, but I doubt that they had any more to show me. Tolls. Sure, I'm always up for more ghost busting. Are Are they just taunting me at this point? Like, we're gonna appear, attack, and then we're gonna disappear again immediately. Okay guys, now you're just messing with me. Didn't react in time. Is there a reason why this Buddha guy is imprisoned? This guy's a total pushover once you get him in a fatal frame. Really? You can't just stretch your arm between the tombstones? That's not fair. gone? Well, that's that. Not quite. I mean, again, it makes sense that a symmetry would be this active. Large chisel statues line the road. They are deeply weathered and some are missing their heads. Hisoka's journal 2. Hisoka's journal has been left here. Was there a journal 1? Did I already read that? It appears she came this way after all. You know, because I also just randomly drop journals wherever I go. Beyond the Forbidden Valley is the sacred ground at the summit, the Twilit Peak, and the Lake of the Departed. If she has the ability, it's possible she was led there, or perhaps I'm the one who's being called to that place. See, I like how we go through that gate only to then arrive at this place where we have to, you know, press circle to proceed. Wouldn't any other game make the gate itself the transition point? Again, love the atmosphere of the game, but these things just don't make sense. To the Twilit Peak then. And then we arrive at another gate. Really? Didn't catch the board. Maybe it doesn't matter. Again, I really could use some... The pinwheels on the rocks make a rattling sound as they spin. What? I can't hear anything. No, I really could use some hidden ghosts in this game. I know I've said that a million times before, but it really... The lack of secrets in this game just make it seem so much more barren, because I just watched a bit of a playthrough of Project 04 for research reasons, and in that game there are these cursed dolls hidden, scattered about everywhere, that you have to find and take photos of in order to break the curse. And then the more of them you find, the more rewards you unlock in the form of lenses and for the camera and stuff like that. None of that is in this game. No secrets, no nothing. I mean, you do find items by straying off the beaten path, but no secrets of that nature. So it's like they took everything that made exploration, or not I mean, aside from the unfathomable forest where you can, at least the first time you venture there, you can spend a good time wandering the whole you know, the whole network of roads in order to find the various items. But not only is the game completely railroading us by, as I said in the beginning of the session, taking us and placing us directly in the direction it wants us to go. Like in this session, we started off after having taken the cable car instead of letting us take it ourselves. But it is also completely stripping us away from anything to do with secrets. So railroading and lack of secrets are but one of the things that makes this game the weakest in the series. I know I sound overly negative and like I'm hating on this game, but I'm really not. Again, I like this game for a variety of aspects, and because I like it, because it's part of a series that I really love. It just pains me all the more when I think of these shortcomings that could have been so much better, because they have been better. I'm being a harsh parent because I know the series can do better. What appear to be a number of grave markers have been placed here. The writing on them is worn away and illegible. A lot of people must be buried here as well. I mean, I know I've also been harsh on the game for its for, you know, all the times you have to retread the same locations over and over again, but to be fair, that's nothing new for this series. That has been the case ever since the first game. Really? Nothing to say about that? Huh. Within the shrine sits a friendly-looking Jizo statue. Several small figures have been set around it. I wonder what would happen if I went that way first, but for the sake of story, I'm going this way. Are those effigies? Are those cloths bound? Several white cloths are tied around the tree trunk. Perhaps they are meant as some sort of ward. I like that I barely got to ask the question, and then the game is like, oh, you want an explanation? Here you go. I just wanted to... Really? Where was that place I could check? There. The many white cloths tied to the tree flutter in the wind. Perhaps they're meant as some sort of ward. Okay, almost the same text as before, but not quite. And that's the way back. No thanks. The white cloth tied to the tree, same as before. You know, with all of these film packs scattered about, at what point are we talking about loitering? The rear shrine. It's titled the rear shrine. No, really? This must be what the shrine was dedicated to. The lost orphan children are called by the sunset to climb, called by the sun as it sets in the realm of the dead, crossing over into the netherworld, so that they might cross over into the netherworld as they come together and play. We honor them with effigies. Some dolls are missing from the middle of the shelf. Someone must have taken them. The camera is reacting to something. There's something in the photo. There are statues in a small shrine. I can see something white behind them. Ah, so it's another one of those where I have to find multiple locations. There are 5 statues in a line. Something's in the middle behind them. You know, for the longest time I didn't see that ghost boy behind the middle statue. Even though it states it obviously. That must be right here. It's a rooftop. Is there something on it? These look like places here on the Twilit peak. They might be worth checking out. You assholes again? Ah! Was I too late? doesn't even give me the chance to shadow read them. Thought so. Effigy 3. The ghost dropped an old doll draped in a red cloth when it disappeared. What's that? What kind of silly hat is that? Effigy 1. Ghost dropped an old doll draped in a red cloth when it disappeared. Search goes on. Hisoka on Twilit Peak. Ah, there they are. Passed right by them. Effigy 2. The ghost dropped an old doll draped in a red cloth when it disappeared. You returned Effigy 1 to the shelf, you returned Effigy 2 to the shelf, you returned Effigy 3 to the shelf. You returned all the effigies to the shelf. Reward lens. You got the reward lens, a lens that increases the number of points earned by taking photos for a short time. Okay, so the game already made a lie out of me. I mean, there are, but it's not quite what I was talking about. To use it, okay. No more visitors, I take it. Upgrading the loading speed and upgrading damage dealt. Maybe I can use this lens to help me get an S+ rank. Now, time to pursue Hisoka. Seems she went that way, but I'm gonna check this way first. Beach. And an invisible wall. Well, it did allow me to go out quite far, to be fair. Girl, how can your clothes still be wet? I mean, aside from the rain, which was probably hours ago in in-game time, you have only been in water to your knees. That's quite a lot of boxes. And I take it the big one is for me. Ooh, shiny. And all of a sudden I find myself inside the box.
You shall become a pillar as well.
Oh, you wish. Better heal. I hate her in those orbs. Those annoying sounds. Almost got her. That's it. Present for me? Would have been some shit if a ghost hand came and was like, nope. Black Diary 1. A journal with a black cover has been left here. Did it belong to that old woman? We must forge more pillars. The great pillar is collapsing. The black water will overflow. The black water must be contained before the great pillar melts away. Water Design Journal 1. Another journal has been left in the same place. It has been written in beautiful handwriting. I became a shrine maiden after I survived that flood. I was half dead when I awoke, alone amongst the corpses. I could see things that no one else could see. That was my calling. I purified my body, and when I arrived at the mountain, I was overwhelmed with a cacophony of voices. The talking trees, the whispering stones, the weeping water. Echoes of past prayers piled up one on top of another. Time slowed to a crawl, and I could see each individual raindrop that fell. The veins on every leaf stood out vividly. Images of death flashed in front of me. I could smell the choking stench of death. I was told I would need more training. I wanted to flee as soon as I arrived, but I had no home to run away to. No matter where I go, it will be the same. In the end, I'll be alone. Blow lens. You got the blow lens, a lens that allows you to deal twice the normal damage output to targets. To use it, equip it to your Camera Obscura.
A new pillar must be found.
Well, it ain't gonna be me, I'll tell you that much. Hisoka heading to the lake. You're not Hisoka. Why so green? There she is.
Hisoka! Hisoka! Hisoka!
That's not normal.
Let us fall together. It's the beach from before. Have I lost her? I should leave here and get away from the mountain right now. Yuri followed Hisoka's trace to the shore of the Lake of the Departed, where it vanished into the mist. In her place, a woman appeared, the same dark presence seen in Hisoka's photograph, unable to inflict any damage with the Camera Obscura. I mean, we didn't even try because the game asked us to run. Yuri's only option was to run. Yuri recalled the outline of a large torii gate over the misty lake. Could that be where Hisoka was headed? Okay, so first off, I do believe that previous Project Zero games have actually allowed us to attempt to damage the final boss ghost, and then let us come to the conclusion that, holy shit, I can't damage her, I can't hurt her, I have to run. But here it just says run away, and then it lies to us and says unable to inflict any damage with the camera. We didn't even try. But also, again, this time we set out to try and find Hisoka. Went all the way up to the summit, found her, and then because Yuri gets attacked by that ghost woman and thus deems the area too dangerous to be in, she's like, oh, I better flee from the mountain for now, only to then return later. And that's again one of my like I said before, not backtracking, but treading the same areas over and over again is nothing new for the Project Zero series, you know, for different reasons. But in this game where you reach the place you are supposed to go, and then the game comes up with some stupid reason why you can't find the subject you were looking for, the person you were looking for at this time, and why you then have to return to base and come back later. Whereas in previous games, when you went somewhere, for your objective when you went somewhere. Excuse me. When you went somewhere in previous games to find something, then you actually found it. You felt that progress was being made. But here, we essentially wasted a whole chapter just to go to the summit, find Hisoka, and then be like, "Oh, it's too dangerous here. I better go back." And that just feels like padding, or it is padding. Let's not mince words here. Anyway, S plus. Normal clear time just under an hour. Points earned just under 80,000 points. Points for items 60. I ain't complaining. Maiden of Blackwater. 8th drop, Ren Hojo. And I've only been streaming for an hour and 15 minutes, so I do believe I will... I mean, this is, from what I recall, this is a short chapter anyway, so... Let's hop on right in. Keep watch. Miyu and Yuri sleep after returning from Mount Hikami, learning that Haruka has been taken by a ghost. Who was Haruka again? Oh, right, for you, his friend. Sorry. Learning that Haruka has been taken by a ghost, Ren and Rui keep a watchful eye on the girls to prevent it happening again. I like when I accidentally read it as Haruka. It kind of sounded like a Naruto character or something like that. But this is something else too. When they don't know what to do with a character, they're just asleep. That's creepy. 8th drop, the witching hour, Ren Hojo. When Yuri returns from Mount Hikami's summit, she quickly collapses from exhaustion. Meanwhile, Miyu is also in an unnaturally deep slumber. Worried that some unwanted visitors may be on their way, Ren and his assistant Rui decide to watch over the girls through the shop's surveillance system. Because we just needed to have a Ghostbuster-like episode. Or not Ghostbuster, but you know, an episode where you look at surveillance cameras.
Seem to be working.
Now we can see if anything comes to pay us a visit. Huh?
Sounds like a storm's coming.
What's happening? Huh? Rui, are you alright?
I'm fine. Don't worry.
You don't look fine. And so what this chapter essentially is just look at the camera, Five Nights at Freddy's style, scroll between the cameras, then when a ghost appears in one of them, it essentially tells you, go there. Rui seems to be unconscious, or maybe just asleep. I don't know, she doesn't seem to be sleeping from where I'm sitting. I wonder what that rumbling was. Something must be happening on the mountain. Yuri and Miyu have both been affected by the noise. I should make sure that they're okay.
Haruka Momose, the girl Yuri saved, was led away by the ghost of a girl who killed herself. Something might have come up again. I need to check the surveillance camera feeds to see if the girls are okay. I have to check if Yuri and Miu are okay. That's the third time we've been told that. The surveillance camera feed will switch between cameras automatically. Current camera's location is shown the top of the screen. Doesn't it mean it's shown on top of the screen? Does this mean I have to get up and check the camera that was static before? I mean, nothing seems to be happening right now. Was it Miu's camera that was static? They both seem to be fine, but I should keep checking on them every now and then just to be sure. They've been acting strange since that ominous rumble. What's happening on Mount Hikami? I should look into the mountain's history. They must have some books about it here. Local Customs. I found a book titled Local Customs. It seems to be about the customs in the area around Mount Hikami. Mikomori. Don't know what Miko means, but Mori is forest. In the area around Mount Hikami there is a custom of receiving water from the mountain. The people call it Mikomori, and it is placed in casks to bring into their homes, used only for special ceremonies. It is used to give a newborn its first bath or to cleanse the bodies of the dead. This stems from the belief that the soul comes from the water and returns to it in death. Another use for this water is known as the cry of the mountain. According to an old woman in the village, there is a saying, when Hikami lets out a cry, one must wash in Mikomori. When Mount Hikami cries out or rumbles, one ritually immerses oneself or otherwise wets oneself with the water. The custom likely comes from the mountain's sound being a bad being a bad omen, and they use the pure water as a sort of ward. But when the water dries, your daughters may be gone. Do not go in search when the mountain is awake. This must refer to girls being taken to the mountain after the ward has worn off, an explanation for the number of girls going missing in the area. Why is it always girls? I mean, that's another thing with the Project Zero games, that it always seems like it is the girls, the playable girl characters who have the most spiritual power or something like that, because, for example, in the third game, where you play as Rei, Miku, and what is the guy's name? Kei, I think it was. He is by far the most useless character of them all. I mean, he can't use the Camera Obscura, and he takes much more damage than the girls.
leading me to believe that the girls in the series have more spiritual endurance, or something like that. Tales of Photography. It's a book about local folk anecdotes. The Mikomori region has many anecdotes regarding the act of photographing the dead. Many are simple superstitions, but some allow us a glimpse into the customs of another time. These stories show both great understanding and great fear. Vanishing. A man showed a photograph to a friend. The picture showed the faint silhouette of a person. Upon seeing the silhouette, the man cried out and ran, leaving the photo where it was. Each time the man looked at the photo, the silhouette grew more and more distinct. It was his friend. It is said that his friend disappeared after that. The photo bride. A local fool suddenly declared that he had married. The village threw a celebration, but no one had seen the bride. Someone went to the man's house and could hear the sounds of a woman talking within. However, looking inside, he saw only the man from behind, with no sign of a woman. Days pass and the man hasn't left his house, so one of the villagers went to check on him. There was no one in the house, only an old photograph left behind. In the photo was a bride hiding her face, and the missing man was at her side. The man who saw the photo said the bride appeared to be smiling. I really need to investigate Mount Hikami and find out what's going on there. Well, that's kind of hard when you guys constantly turn tail and go away from the mountain again as soon as you're onto something. Yuri is fine. Miu is fine. And something appeared in the main hall. I've got to stay in here and keep checking the camera feeds to make sure the girls are okay. So nothing to see anyway. Maybe I had to keep checking to see where the ghost was going. Right. Now she's in the hallway. Is that the ghost of that Fuyuhi girl? There's static in the feed from Yuri's room. I'd better go and check it out. You know, that could have been avoided if you had just press X to stop watching the feed and get up. I know that. And see, letting the ghost get as far as to Yuri's bedroom could have been avoided if we were allowed to stop the ghost as soon as we saw it into the shop. But no, we had to keep watching and then, oh shit, the ghost is in Yuri's room. If something strange happens on the camera, get up and investigate it. That's what I did, but nothing showed up. I went to the front of the store as soon as I saw something strange happen, and no ghost showed up.
You are lying to me, game. I don't have to get up and investigate when something strange happens. I have to get up and investigate whenever I get a clue to do so. Whenever you think it is appropriate for me to do so. And he still walks like he has molasses in his trousers. So she has become a ghost too, after all. Damn you. Love fighting ghosts in narrow spaces. Screw you. So when Yuri went to who was it she went to get? Or was it Ren? I think it was when Ren went to the cave in the womb, or whatever that cave was called. You know, when we went to the Veiled House, in one of those boxes, we fought the ghost of this girl, and the last time we saw her alive was when Yuri saw her on the camera feed being led back to the mountain by the ghost of her friend Fuyuhi. So I guess when she was led back to the mountain, she too ended up taking her own life, which is why we found her in which is why we found her ghost in that box, and is why we now fight her as a ghost. These girls, they just die left and right. Yuri's notebook 1. Yuri's notebook. It seems she's written in it like a diary. When my heart gets weak, I can't even breathe. It takes all my strength just to breathe. All I can do is take the breath and then hope to take another. I grow exhausted and spend all my strength just to live. I'm aware of death and I see. People whispering, people with broken faces, people with ruined bodies, people who stare at me from bloody sockets, people crying endlessly. All I can do is close my eyes, cover my ears, and wait for the moment to pass. They are always watching me. They say I don't belong here. I should have gotten better. I should have gotten better. It should have gotten better. I should have gotten better. Shadowy Man. She seems to be having a nightmare, but otherwise okay. Man in a hallway. Wait a second. No. I thought maybe her Camera Obscura was there. The Female Perspective. This appears to be a book by folklorist Keiji Watarai about shrine maidens. The shrine maidens of Mount Ikami were tasked with leading pilgrims to death. They were feared and people thought a maiden's glance stripped away the soul. Tales of ghost shrine maidens are common on Mount Ikami. My research into Japanese folklore has led me to believe that an underlying fear of women permeates this very culture. But who were the shrine maidens? As women who immersed themselves in water and led people to their deaths, the shrine maidens of Mount Ikami called to mind tales of bewitching sirens. The traditions of Mount Ikami came to an end in an incident where the shrine maidens were all murdered. The incident was most likely spurred on by this fear the locals had of the shrine maidens. I should get back to watching the surveillance camera feed. You let me decide that. The Ghost Marriage. This book was written by folklorist Keiji Watarai. Maybe it can shed some light. The custom of marrying the dead is seen elsewhere too, but the ghost marriage of Mount Ikami was unique. Rather than being done to mourn the dead, the ghost marriage seems to have been part of a ritual in which shrine maidens were sacrificed. Similar traditions join the dead with an imaginary spouse depicted in votive pictures. However, on Mount Ikami it seems living men were brought in to be bound to the maidens. Once on the mountain, the men were not allowed to leave. The ghost marriage brought in outsiders to soothe the soul of the shrine maiden
and to strengthen the pillar she had become. Unable to leave the mountain, the shrine maidens would wait for a man to come and die with them. Man in a mirror. Okay, that was actually kinda creepy. You see Keiichi Watarai alive in the mirror, and then as soon as you turn on the camera, he is a bloody ghost. Okay, I wasn't on guard there because the ghost hand usually never reaches out when I'm opening a chest of drawers. Tales of the Sunset. This is a book by the folklorist Keiichi Watarai. Mount Ikami's sunsets, the rumbling. Maybe there's some clue in here. Mount Ikami's name is thought to mean mountain that climbs higher than the sun. I mean, he in Japanese means day or sun, and kami means God. So I guess the name could loosely be translated as Mount Sun God, something like that. Mountain that climbs higher than the sun. Some posit that it was once written in a way that means mountain of the sun gods, like I just said, but that is far from certain. What is certain is that many tales about the sunset still persist to this day. People must only climb the mountain as the sun is setting. This likely comes from a local ceremony where those going to the mountain to greet their deaths would go at sunset, when the netherworld was said to be closest to ours. One mustn't look at the mountain at sunset. You must stay inside when the mountain cries. The dark sun was a god of misfortune and calamity. The setting sun over Mount Ikami was said to be an omen of this dark sun, drawing people into their doom. As for the cry, tremors are also often seen as a portent of calamity. On Mount Ikami it was thought that it was the water rumbling, and it is said that if you could hear it, you were eligible to become a shrine maiden. Other sources say that locals washed in special water when these tremors happened. Didn't really tell us anything. Now, let's get back to surveilling. Isn't she... Didn't she go missing? drenched note. There's a wet note left atop the bed. Once the sunset reaches here, the end won't be far off. After that, the mountain will let out a mighty roar and everything will overflow. It will overflow and everyone will end together. It'll be good, it'll be over. Since it'll be over, I came to see everyone, so that we can die properly before the end comes. No, you shouldn't have. So she was a ghost after all. And she came back to say hi one last time. Where's she going? Is she going up to Miyu? Ah, damn it. Ah, that's how you do it. Again, I promised not to do it too often, but quality settings, return. Peering woman. Everything seems normal. Maybe it was just static. Your mom is static. But then where was that? I should go and check on Miyu just in case. I just did! She seems to be having a nightmare, but is otherwise okay. But what about that ghost girl? Where did she go? Why is the TV on? There's nothing but static on the screen. I should probably switch the TV off. Huh. Ah! The wall of the house next door is just visible through the frosted glass. Damn, she did a number on me. Let's go greet our guests. Sorry, we're closed. spamming much. Holy crap. Damn. The camera in Yuri's room is off. What's going on? I should go check it out. Wait, where? Yuri must have woken up. Ain't the first time that girl has gone missing. Are we gonna have a problem here? Rui walking along the hallway. I just barely caught her. You know, I'm gonna reload that. Dragged man. Rui's Journal 4. Rui's notes have fallen on the floor. What could this mean? Mr. Hojo is captivated by the woman in that photograph. He's never been good with women, but he's starting to change. I can't do anything about it. He's changing. I'd like to keep things between us just as they are, the relationship we have now. I like the ambiguity, but he's going to decide sooner or later. I wonder, which way will he choose? I mean, has there been any romantic involvement between those two? Shadow in the dark. Why, hello there.
Huh?
I also see strange shadow women when I haven't had my coffee. So someone came and took Rui. Slept on the job, huh? And Miu got up as well, suddenly awake from her deep slumber.
Are you alright?
I need to go back to Mount Hakami.
Simple question, answer.
Can you take me there?
Well, you seem to do just fine on your
No
own.
way, it's too dangerous.
Well, if that's your answer, thanks for everything.
That doesn't sound like a young girl at all.
You don't mind if I borrow this, do you? Maybe I'll be able to find Yuri as well.
Hold on, wait.
Did he kill her? I'm going. Goodbye.
For some reason I don't feel like that voice suits her at all, but it is what it is, I guess. Okay, so Ren slept on the job and got Rui and Yuri kidnapped by ghosts in the meantime, and now Miu, equipped with Yuri's camera, is going to fetch them. Ren is watching over the sleeping Yuri and Miu on the surveillance cameras, but he passes out. He has a dream where he's chasing after Rui. When he wakes up, both Yuri and Rui are gone. Really creative with those names. He finds Miu getting ready to leave for Mount Hakami, taking Yuri's Camera Obscura with her. The door shuts behind Miu, leaving a bewildered Ren behind. Seriously. Rui, Yuri, Miu. All rending, what am I saying? I was about to say all ending with Ui, but not quite. Just an S. Honestly, don't know what we could have done to make it higher. I mean, maybe there were some ghosts, some more ghosts we could have fought, but S is fine by me for now. The witching hour. So now, 9th drop. For the first time since the prologue, we are playing as Miu Hinasaki, searching for Yuri Kosokata.
So again, a great example of the game's padding. We started as Yuri Kusukata looking for Miyu, and now we are Miyu looking for Yuri. And meanwhile, the story as a whole, the bigger picture, feels like it is going absolutely nowhere. I mean, in general, many of the chapters feel that way. I just complained in the previous chapter how this entire chapter was a giant waste of time, because Yuri makes it to the lake, gets attacked by that powerful ghost, and then nopes the hell out of there, and doesn't manage to get Hisoka back home. So this whole chapter, waste of time. And now Yuri has gone and disappeared on us as well. Oh well, I have... Let's see, I've been streaming for 2 hours and almost 10 minutes now. I don't recall how long this chapter is, but let's just keep going. Yuri has vanished from the shop. Miyu takes the Camera Obscura and heads to Mount Ikami to search for her. Ninth drop. The Sacred Casket. Miyu Hinasaki. Miyu wakes up to discover that Yuri has been taken to Mount Ikami. She borrows Yuri's Camera Obscura and heads for the mountain, against Rent's advice. She hopes not only to find Yuri, but some clues to her mother's whereabouts as well. I can sense that Yuri headed for the mountain. If I use the Camera Obscura, I might be able to save her. And I may find clues as to where my mother is. So this time we randomly start aboard the cable car. Oh, typical. Just as I dare take my eyes off the screen for a moment for a drink. What the? The Camera Obscura? If Yuri can use it, so can I. Tutorial. Slow motion shots. Again, all 3 characters in the game have their own abilities. Like, Yuri uses the camera like normal. Ren has that 4 consecutive shots ability, and apparently Miyu has some slow motion going on. Hold down the shutter button R2 to slow down ghosts. This consumes spirit power. When you let go of R2 or run out of spirit power, all targeted ghosts will take damage. You're a powerhouse.
Disappear.
So apparently Miyu isn't good with train instructions either. The torch has been passed from mom to daughter. I mean, if Project 07, I mean 6 is ever made, which I hope to God it will be. If I mean the upcoming remaster of Project 04 that we are getting next year only ever became a thing because this remaster did so well. And the fact that it released on not just one system but all of them this time probably also helped its sales. I mean, it helped no one that this game originally only released on the Wii U, a console that very few owned and in limited capacity. So the success of this game led to the upcoming release of the fourth game, the remaster of the fourth game, and if that game does well as well, maybe we'll get a sixth game, and I can only imagine what that game will be about. I mean, new character, new main character, maybe maybe we are gonna play as Miyu again, taking up the mantle after her mother. Ah, it was right behind me. Yuri heading into the valley. So we are going to the valley again. Is there something up here? Won't budge, but Yuri didn't come this way, and I don't want to go in there again. Very wise decision, young lady.
fuck's sake! Okay, you asshole. See, that's what I don't understand. The first time he attacked me where he did half of my health, I was trying to push square and activate my lens, but instead, for some reason, it went into the menu instead. And the other time, apparently I just wasn't fast enough. I swear, if the use of that sacred water is gonna cost me the S rank, let's see if the graveyard is gonna be just as active this time. Girl hiding in the shadows. Is it just me, or does she look terrified? I mean, I understand why you would be, it's just a detail I haven't really noticed before.
Mother, wait.
Mio standing at a grave. I think we found our mother.
Dense brush is blocking the way. I won't be able to get through. But that definitely was my mother. She's been here. Ah, come on. I did let go in time. I mean, obviously I didn't, since the ghost got me, but I did let go when I saw the hand. Note from Miku-1. There's a scrap of paper on the ground. Did my mother leave this? I have to go. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. I wonder what's down this way. Anyway, right now I need to find Yuri. She may know something that'll help me. I wonder if we can make the tall ghost appear again. Seems she's a no-show this time. For some reason I had the worst luck with her. Or just in general, apparently I have the worst luck with the ghosts with Miyu. I usually, as you have seen yourselves, I usually nail the fatal frames left, right and sideways, but as Miyu for some reason I just can't catch a break. Yuri heading to Twilit Peak. Come on! I swear I pushed the shutter in time. Apparently Miyu just has a shitty reaction time. Because I pushed the shutter button just as soon as the fatal frame appeared, and playing as Miku and playing as Yuri and Ren, I never had a problem with fatal frames. But you know, I think it's because, not to make any excuses, I mean this legit. When I push the button just to take a normal shot, I often find that because I don't just push it, but accidentally hold it for more than just half a second, the game registers it as if I'm holding it down and, you know, doing that whole slow-mo charge attack thing. So maybe when I push the attack button to do a fatal frame, the game thinks I want to do a charge attack. But that's just a theory. A game theory. That was quick. Don't think there's anything here, but better check anyway. Honestly, don't know who has the most awkward runs, her or Ren. Again, I pushed the button. I don't know why it doesn't react. Fuck off. Hot steam rises from cracks between the rocks. I can feel it on my face even from this distance. Thought maybe something would be here, other than a medical herb. But if we have already found Yuri, does that mean we have to look for Miku next? What ghost was it that came for Yuri? Come on, girl, water is nothing new for you.
No! I won't let you do it! Don't you leave me too.
Aww. You should get out of there. It's like history's repeating. This is getting old. That's her. She's too powerful. Even the Camera Obscura does nothing. We don't know. We haven't tried. We have to run. Okay, that was a bit too close. Okay, first game over of the game. I mean, I was able to run directly through her every other time, so I don't know. Reload from last checkpoint, yes, sure. Skip cutscene. That's another thing. Why do I have to go all the way into the start menu to skip cutscenes? This time they have decided to make it a pain in the ass to escape from her, in that she appears in these narrow stone ways or stone paths. Oh, wait a minute, I know what happened. I used up my stone mirror. Yeah, that's what happened. But again, she appears directly in front of me. Am I supposed to just turn around and run the other way? See you later, bitch. At last. Out in the open. Yeah. I used up a stone mirror on that last encounter. I mean, almost inevitable. And Yuri was already here. And now, from the Twilight Summit, or Twilit Summit, whatever, the game all of a sudden decides that it's gonna skip the whole graveyard for us and put us in front of the staircase to the cable car. Once again, taking us and dropping us somewhere else, instead of letting us walk that way on our own, like a game. It just really gets on my nerves that the game puts us in random places and doesn't think we can, and doesn't think that we can walk on our own.
Come on. Let's go back.
Okay.
Thank you. you here? I can see them too, you know. Maybe even better than you. Does it scare you, seeing things that others can't? I'm not afraid. I have nothing to lose, so there's nothing to be scared of.
She's a real downer. And also, I can see them
you're
too.
Scared of being alone.
I can see them too, you know, maybe even better than you. Well, you sure can't you sure can't do fatal frames better than me. What good is it to be able to see them if you can't fight them? Oh, was that a low blow? You know, Miu really does. She really does have a gloomy atmosphere to her. As Yuri waded into the mist over the lake of the departed, she was stopped by Miu. The distance between the girls seemed to narrow. Losing their parents at a young age and being able to see into the souls of others, the girls have more in common than they may have first realized. Yuri still hasn't found Hisoka, while Miu still searches for her mother, Miko. The eerie dark figure that appeared at the lake may just hold all the answers, but why does she keep calling out to Yuri? Yes, plus, despite me failing fatal frame shots and using my mirror stone and a couple of healing items, but hey, I ain't complaining. That was a short chapter though. Again, because we weren't allowed to walk most of the way on our own. We were put smack dab by the cable car, had to traverse a bit up throughout the graveyard and then up through the Twilit peak. And then on the way back, we skipped the graveyard. Sacred casket. So now for the next chapter, 10th drop, we are back with Ren, who has to find the Rui. How long is that chapter, I wonder? Been streaming for almost 3 hours. Should we cap up with going for Rui? Ren goes in search of Rui, who has vanished from the antique shop. He heads to the Veiled House, which is where he saw Rui in his dream. You know, sure, why not? Tenth drop. Ghost Marriage. Ren Hojo. Ren checks the surveillance footage only to discover that Rui has also been beckoned away to the mountain. He recalls the dream he had after he fell asleep. Rui was inside the Veiled House, aka Watarai residence. Ren knows this is where he must head next. In my dream, Rui was in that folklorist's house. The one that was searched before. I should check it out again. I might find a clue which will lead me to Rui. So this is where we start. And I've said it many times, a completely random place to start us off. I may find the Veiled House if I go through the tunnel below the Shrine of Dolls again. There's no time to lose. Rue is waiting for me. Because again, by dropping us off at random points, that dictates how long that chapter is gonna be, because the game could as well have just put us right in front of the Veiled House and said, go on and explore. But instead this time the game decides to, this time we are not putting you in front of the Veiled House. This time we are putting you here. A couple of maps away from the Veiled House. Because why here of all places? Why not why not over here or down here? I mean, I don't even know what part of the forest this path leads to. How did he get there? And on second thought, because if we start here and we have to go through the Shrine of Dolls to get down to the womb cavern, to then get to the Veiled House, and according to the thumbnail picture, we are also going to that mysterious house where
grooms of the maidens had to go, so it's gonna be quite a long chapter, I actually think. So you know what? I've changed my mind. We're gonna end tonight's session here on the 10th drop, and then we're gonna resume tomorrow. I mean, we did crunch no less than 3 chapters tonight, so depending how long, I mean, the final chapter, of course, is the longest. I believe that one alone is 2 or 3 hours. So if this is the 10th, then maybe 2 chapters tomorrow, and the final one gets its own session. That sounds pretty good, actually. So I'm gonna call it a stream. I'm gonna call it a session tonight, and then let's see if someone is. No, Sumi Cookie. So thank you all so much again for watching. Again, I know I'm very harsh on the game, and I repeat myself a lot because I feel that my negative points keep repeating within the game. Again, one of my biggest contempts against the game is this whole random placement of the characters, and that some chapters feel like a complete waste of time. So narratively, I have a lot going against the game, unfortunately, but like I said very early in the session, one thing that I can never take away from these games is their great atmosphere, which is, bad narrative or not, is what I love the game for. I love these games, dreadful atmosphere and feeling. Where was I even going with that? Well, so despite my rant, hope you have enjoyed tonight's session. Anyway, we are slowly reaching the game's climax. So with that said, thank you for watching, and as always, remember, we are all heroes.